So, good evening everyone and welcome along to AOR PS4 F8, round 19 of the Brazilian Grand Prix here. We had a small issue with the stream getting set up there, but we are back now for the 19th round of the season. We're here in Brazil for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's been a long season, but next week will be the finale of Season 14 of AOR. Hard to believe, but that is the story. So, today is a potential championship crowning day. Washi can potentially win the championship today if he outscores McQuiz by 9 points, but that's going to be a tough ask. So we're going to go through the potential scenarios of Washi winning the championship, if we can just get that up for myself there. The gap at the top of the championship currently is 17 points, and that is what the story was. So if Washi wins, or if he finishes second, so what is this? Yeah, if Washi will win the title if he manages to win today, and McQuiz is third or lower. So some interesting ones there. Washi will win if he is second and McQuiz is sixth or lower. If Washi is third, McQuiz wins. Washi will win if he is third and McQuiz is seventh or lower. Washi wins if he's fourth and McQuiz is eighth. Washi wins if he's fifth and McQuiz is ninth. And Washi wins if he is sixth and McQuiz does not score. So that is all the scenarios possible for Washi to win the championship. So that is the potential that we have today to have a champion for AOR PS4 F8. Be quite the story for him to win today. We're going through who's actually here today. Rob2K with Denzamo, who's currently P2 and a 109.9. McQuiz P3, quicker than Washi in P4. Boniface coming in on a P5. David Ben P6. Hoint in P7. More than amazing here today in P8. Buffon in P9. Pole position last time out. Could not convert it. Ian, who's just been on an excursion there. G White's in P11. Caddy Damus in P12. Oh dear. Somebody just got lost like Kimi Räikkönen there. I think that was a Ferrari. Dyson in P14. Limaro P15. Some good point scores the last two rounds. Jason. Then we have Ghost Hunter, Daniel UK and Seika rounding everyone. There's McQuiz going P1 on a 109.7. This is a crucial race for him. He needs to pretty much win or outscore Washi by a significant amount to bring that championship gap down to a manageable gap so he could potentially win next week. It's going to be a big ask, but we wouldn't put it past the Estonian to potentially do that. He says he's done a 108.9 in TT, but let's see if that can come to blows. Boniface, we know he's quick around here as well. Currently your front row is Rob2K and McQuiz. Denzamo still in there in P3. And Denzamo, by the way, is still mathematically in with a shot at the title, but he basically needs McQuiz and Washi to non-score in the next two rounds, and for him to win each of them to even tie the championship at the top. So it is a very outside chance, but it could still happen. We don't know. It has some interesting things have happened in the past. So we could see that, but I very much doubt it, of course. So we could see a title showdown in Abu Dhabi, or it could all be wrapped up today. And then we come to the talk of next season. What is going to be the story next season? We don't know just yet. We're looking at James Boniface now. We're on board with him as he runs up through the last corner. I don't know if you call it a corner, but it's more like a NASCAR corner, the banked track there. And he's come across the line to start a lap, so we're going to ride on board with him as he goes through the Senna S for the first time, of course named after the wonderful Ayrton Senna, into the Retro Opposta, which is a long left-hander. First DRS section is on this part of the track. Before we head to Juncao, I've no idea how to pronounce these Portuguese names. And I certainly can't pronounce the next one that's coming up. But into Sector 2, which is a very kind of tight and twisty section. Very difficult to get right. Let's see how James gets on through here. All these corners off camber, downhill. He's looking very nice indeed. Getting it turned in on the power on the way out nicely. This is the sector where drivers will pick up the most time. End of Sector 2 is just over this timing sheet right there. Down on the brakes, down the gears, into the famous corner where Hamilton won the championship on the last lap by passing Timo Glock. But here comes James Boniface through to the next DRS section. Is he going to go to pole position? He comes across the line to set a 109.3, and it is provisional pole position for James Boniface. So now the times start to tumble. Rob 2K, is he on a lap? He looks like he's going on to a lap. I don't know if it was an improvement. But everybody pretty tight at the top. It is James, who's currently fast on a 109.3. Force India teammate comes out on the track. That'll be Dyson. See if anybody else is out on a lap. David Ben. I think he might currently be out on an out lap. But we'll see how he gets on. I think he may well be on an out lap, which he is. Rob 2K on a timed lap. So that's right on board with the Dutchman. Shown some good form this season, but just hasn't been able to find a podium slot. Let's see if he can potentially do it today. Only needs about 1/10 of a second to get in front of McQuiz. McQuiz looking quick today. And Washy has a few drinks in him before he came to the race today. And there's Rob 2K popping into second by only 200ths off of Boniface. Now that is some nice close qualifying here. 200ths of a second exactly. A 109.361 to a 109.381. So it's coming down to very, very fine margins. We got a yellow flag in Sector 1. We see a lot of cars out on track right now. Boniface back in the pit lane. He's happy with what he's done. And there's your championship leader and your potential championship victor today. He could be crowned. Washy could be crowned today. It looks like we're getting the unfortunate engine glitch with him. I'm not sure. Yeah, we are. We're getting the old him revving out his engine entirely when we go on T-Cam. If you'll listen to that, it sounds absolutely horrible. But we'll deal with it. What can this Estonian do? Can he get himself back in the championship fight? He's already still in the championship fight. But can he give himself a good chance to potentially win next time out in Abu Dhabi? He can just not pray for no rain, pretty much is what he needs to pray for. James Boniface back out on track. And McQuiz is on a timed lap as far as I can see. He'll come across the line and he will go no quicker. Well, he does go quicker actually on a 109.5. Denzamo just improved to a 109.6. So everybody's improving. Let's see if McQuiz can go even quicker than that. Roddy on board with the Estonian as he runs through Junkau. Mercedes looks firmly planted. He needs to find 0.2 of a second to potentially grab pole position here. Washy, by the way, down in P6. And he said, I don't think the quality is going to be too good for him today. As I just saw Stewart pop into 6th there with a good lap there. Well up in there. And then More Than Amazing steals that away with a 109.7. So what can Chris from Estonia do? Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. That's it for the qualifying lap. There's going to be no more chances. So he's going to be raging with himself in that one. Just lost the back end. Rob 2K cannot improve. Denzamo looks like he's backed out of it. Oh, what a shame for McQuiz. He just lost it in the final sector, and that was it. Now on board with Washi. Can he get himself any further up the grid? Anyways, McQuiz is a good ways up the grid, so he's on the second row no matter what. He'll be disappointed with that little spin, but nonetheless, he's currently ahead of Washi. But will Washi find a little bit more pace, potentially? Your championship leader, a potential championship winner today, gets DRS and runs to the line. Is this going to be enough to get him any further up the grid? He crossed the line. No, it's not. So Washi only qualifies P7. His championship rival McQuiz up in P3. And if that was to stay that way, that would be a massive result for McQuiz. But we still have the race to come. The only driver who left out on track currently is G. Whites, but I think he's run out of fuel. So that's it for qualifying. James Boniface takes pole position here in Brazil with a 109.361. Rob 2K very close, but got a 109.381. McQuiz, a great job from him, goes P3 with a 109.5. Denzao alongside him on a 109.6. More Than Amazing will start in the top 5 with a 109.7. David Ben in P6 with a 109.8, but such a poor qualifying from Washi sees him down in P7 with a 109.9, with Stuart McDougall in P8, Hoink in P9, and Ian, fair play to him, a good qualifying from him today, sets him up in P10, which is a great showing from him. Buffon will start outside the top 10 this week, a far cry from pole position, but with free tyre trust. Limaro, a good job in P12. Seika P13. Ghost Hunter P14. Jason will start P15. G. White's in P16. Caddy Dames in P17. Dyson P18. And Danny OUK will start last of the grid today. But this is going to be a very, very interesting race. And we know how much has happened in Brazil in the past years. It used to be the final Grand Prix of the year, but we had so many championships decided here. Potentially one could be decided here, but anything can happen. And let's see if it does. And there's a confirmation by 200ths of a second. James Boniface takes another pole position to add to his tally. Rob 2K with a great qualifying. Only 200ths was in it in the end, but he will start on the front row. McQuiz starts P3. He was only a 10th of a second off, but he is a whopping that far ahead of his rival. He's 4 positions ahead of Washi, and that's exactly what he needed. David Ben is just in front of him, and More Than Amazing with a fantastic qualifying up in P5. It's a great result from him today. So one of his weak points has now become one of his strengths, it looks like, in the final 2 rounds. And we'll go through the others. Well, we went through the others. So we are down for a battle today, ladies and gentlemen. What is going to be the outcome? And we welcome you to round 19 of the AOR F8 season. And what a season it's been, and we're about to see even more racing today. We begin the countdown. 19 weeks of racing, with 1 more to go after this. Who is going to be the world champion at the end? We're about to find out. 5 seconds left to go. Grab your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to go racing in Brazil. Who's going to come out on top today? The lights fill across our screens for the 19th time. And it's lights out, and away we go. Boniface spins up the tyres and gets a decent start. Rob 2K gets away very well as well from the first row and goes down the inside of James Boniface into turn 1. Will he come out on top? Yes, he will. Rob 2K takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Denzamo up into P3. More than amazing up to P4, and a terrible start from McQuiz, and look who's behind him. Washi's right there behind him. More than amazing, got a fantastic start, and McQuiz just could not do it, and down the inside goes David Ben against Washi. So McQuiz losing 2 positions off the start, but the start isn't everything. So further down we have 1 retirement already. Buffon is out of this race already. There he is in the wall at turn 1. But Rob 2K leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. Fantastic start for him. Boniface in P2, Denzamo in P3. More than amazing in P4. And there's that train that we are seeing beginning to form now. Lemar also up in the points. So he's gained 2 positions off the start. So McQuiz didn't get the start he needed. And he's now got David Ben for company. You'll see him as we sweep past. There he is, David Ben, right up his chuff. So perhaps just a little bit distracted off that start line, and he's already having to defend. You see David Ben trying a move. He's trying to go around the outside of the Estonian, switches to the inside. He's alongside, can't quite make it work. So the Welshman really starting to challenge the Estonian for position here. Meanwhile, more than amazing, also beginning to challenge Denzamo for P3. Meanwhile, Rob 2K is about half a second up the road. James Boniface still chasing him down. The 2 Williams are in the pits as of this moment. And there's David Ben making the move down the inside, and he's done it. So now, McQuiz and Washi are together once again. And it is not what McQuiz wanted, to have his the championship leader right up behind him. He needs to be well ahead of him. And he was well ahead of him. But he just didn't get that start he needed. DRS will be enabled next time around. But Rob 2K really doing a great job. He's easing away. 0.7 of a second ahead at this moment in time. More than amazing. Still putting the pressure on Denzamo for P3. He has 1 podium to his name this year. And has really shown some great form. McQuiz not giving up the fight though. DRS enabled. He'll slipstream and try to get past the Ferrari of David Ben. He'll go down the inside. Wheel banging with the Welshman. Shoves him off the track. And that is said and done. And Washi's going to capitalise. And now we're finally going to see some side-by-side action between Washi and McQuiz. A little bit of wheel banging. And that's going to be David Ben down the inside versus Washi squeezing him a little bit. So there's a nice little through-out battle going on here. And Washi gets squeezed out eventually. So some serious action going on in this opening lap. David Ben, Washi and McQuiz all going at it. And this is only for P5 in this race. And look at Hoink closing up behind them as well. But all that's allowing... They're now about 2 seconds behind. More than amazing. And McQuiz is going to be vulnerable here now, because David Ben will have DRS down towards turn number 1. And then a second bite of there. Look, is that a dive bomb? Oh my goodness me! David Ben with a huge dive bomb. What a move from the Welshman. Where did that come out of? Perhaps a bit of anger from the Welshman there. And that was a stunning move down the inside of the Senna S's. And now Hoink getting involved. We also see up front the gap coming down between Rob 2K and... Oh, Rob 2K, is he going to lose it? He's going to lose the lead though. Boniface down the inside for the lead and gets that move done. So a small little lapse of concentration from there. Ian up in the points, by the way. And Dyson up in P15 as well, doing a good job. But absolute chaos going on here. As David Ben is off the track and through goes McQuiz. And I think Washi may follow suit. No. So, a little bit of chaos going on there. I had never seen a dive bomb so audacious from in AOR F8 today. But what a move that was from David Ben. Look at Washi now, starting to challenge the back of David Ben. He needs to get past to try and get in front of McQuiz. We're on lap 5 of 36. Here we go, DRS for Washi, but also for David Ben, and Hoink hanging back a little bit. Washi to the outside, maybe. No, David Ben shuts the door in his face, but that's a little bit wide from the Welshman there. So Washi trying to pull alongside, but no cigar for him there. And all that's allowing McQuiz to just ease away up front. That's a 3-second time penalty for Rob2K, because he's now got Denzamo for company up there as well. We go up to Denzamo, there he is. He's managed to just been eking away at the gap for a lap and a bit. And now beginning to start putting the pressure on the Dutchman. Goes a little bit wide, but now he's going to have a good run at the Dutchman here. Down towards turn number 1. DRS open on the Toro Rosso. No DRS for the Force India. He'll have to go to the outside if he wants this one. Is he ahead before turn 1? He's just about. Rob2K will try to hold out on the inside, and Denzamo's going to have to go around the outside. And what a lovely move that is from the Toro Rosso driver there. It's a lovely bit of racing and a good move from Denzamo. But Rob2K will have DRS down towards Junkao. So will he have another dive bomb? No, he won't, so he'll have to sit behind. Boniface now 1.7 seconds clear. There he is. A little bit further up the road. McQuiz building a gap over David Benton now and trying to close in on More Than Amazing. So Washi's still stuck behind David Ben. Hoink is in there as well. Lemar up in P9. Ian in P10. And look at Jason up here as well, doing a good job. Ghost Hunter P12. G White's P13. Dyson up in 40. He's having a great day today. They're doing a great job there. Stuart McDougall having a torrid time in P15. He started 6th. And he's now all the way down there. Danny OUK 16th. Seika coming out of the pit lane 17th. Cali Damus is last of the pecking order. Boniface 2 seconds clear now, and Rob2K still holding on to the back of Denzamo, and McQuiz is closing in on More Than Amazing. There he is, just a little bit up the road. David Ben now back within DRS range of McQuiz, and now he's going to drag himself up a little bit. And Washi is there behind as well, within DRS range of David Ben, but cannot get past. And Washi's very close to the back of the Ferrari here. So let's see if he can get anything done. We got a yellow flag in Sector 2. I think, was that one for More Than Amazing, actually? I just saw him go a little bit wide and kick up a little bit of dust, but I don't think it was. We are running up the hill now. McQuiz still trying to chip away at that gap, and now he's losing time to David Ben, because these guys are both have DRS and are using that to great effect. Washi right behind David Ben as they run up towards the Senna S. He's going defensive. Washi to the outside. Will he try and move into the Senna S's? No, but he will get the cutback on the way out. But no cigar for him. McQuiz starting to lose time now, and David Ben really starting to challenge him. So, running up the hill then on lap 8. It's all getting very, very tight for space. This is a crucial little battle for the championship, of course. Where he is now, McQuiz will close the gap going into Abu Dhabi. And Cali Damus is out of this race. He's retired in the pit lane. David Ben, there's a problem for McQuiz. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, no. McQuiz, on the crucial day, has spun it coming up to the last corner. And loses out. Washi now ahead. And here comes Washi on David Ben. Is he going to try and move? He can't do it, though. That was a crucial mistake from McQuiz. He couldn't do that today, and he has. He's going to be kicking himself. Here comes Washi to make a move on David Ben for P5 in this race. Oh, there's contact, and off goes your race leader. Not your race leader, but your championship leader. They manage to keep it together, but there was almost complete catastrophe, and there almost is catastrophe. As now, McQuiz is back within earshot, but he just can't get past, and there's contact between himself and David Ben. That was almost ending in tears. David Ben picking up the 3-second penalty for that. Let's see if McQuiz has got wing damage. It looks like he does. And he does have wing damage. He just hit the back of David Ben. Let's see if Washi has any wing damage. It looks like he's got away with it. But he now is ahead. He can settle down a little bit now. That was a little bit scary for your championship leader. But he looks to be solid now. Now look at Hoink trying to defend from this man, David Ben. And McQuiz is into the pits. And round the outside goes David Ben against Hoink. So a nice little move from the Ferrari driver there. So McQuiz has come in. I think it's for a wing change. That is an absolute disaster for this man. He's going on the soft tyre. I'd have to imagine he's probably going to try and something to recover. But as you saw, it almost ended in tears. I also see Denzamo closing in on your race leader. James Boniface, Rob 2K still there as well. So McQuiz loses it at the crucial moment. And that might have been it. So in comes your race leader. In comes Denzamo. Rob 2K will stay out and retake the lead of the race. In comes More Than Amazing. Washi's going to stay out and take P2 in this race. David Ben going to follow. So because of that mistake, it all looks good for Washi at this point in time. And he's now out of DRS range of David Ben and can now settle into the rhythm. But it almost ended in tears right there. So now Boniface comes out in P5. Jason behind him and Denzamo's there. P7, Limaro up in P8. More Than Amazing comes out behind him, and Ghost Hunter now up in P10. McQuiz is in P12, so he's got a lot of work to do. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything. What a way to lose the title. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Rob 2K comes in for his stop. Is Washi going to stay out or come into the pits? He's going to come into the pits. David Ben is going to follow. Hoink is going to follow. So, where is Boniface? Oh, he's well ahead. He'll be well ahead of all of these guys. James Boniface retakes the lead. Jason is also going to stay out because I think he started on the softs. So he's going to take P2 in this race, it looks like. Unless Rob 2K is on his way out. No, Jason now up to P2. It's the highest has been running all season. So that puts Denzamo. He'll come out in front of Rob 2K only just. And More Than Amazing up behind those guys as well. He's actually gained a bit of time. He's got in front of his teammate Limaro. Now Washi has come out. Well in front of McQuiz. McQuiz is there. And Washi is a little bit further up the road. Washi's still in front of David Ben. And we're now looking at Rob 2K trying to get past Jason. Jason on a 12-lap old softs, I think. So this shouldn't be a hard job for him. Simple down the inside for the Dutchman. Jason going to try and hold it around the outside. No cigar. And into P4. Jason goes. More Than Amazing closing up behind him as well. Washi needs to make his way past Ghost Hunter, but look who's behind him, of course. David Ben, right up behind him on an alternate strategy, it looks like. He's on the super stop, so he's going for a 2-stop, it looks like. So let's see, he should be able to get past here with relative ease. So here he comes, DRS on DRS. So here comes David Ben down the inside of the opening corner. And Washi had to back out of that one. And David Ben with a double overtake. It looks like, yes, a lovely double overtake on Ghost Hunter and Washi. So he's making use of the super softs. He's trying to use them to their best. Ghost Hunter on the mediums. So he's gone a long way into this race. And Washi trying to make his way past. And he's just getting a little bit held up. And you saw there McQuiz setting the fastest lap of the race. So he's still pushing very hard. And he isn't that far behind Washi. He's back in the points now. And Washi right now, if he was to finish like this, he wouldn't actually win the championship. So it's still all at stake. And it's still very tense. Rob2K takes the honour of fastest lap away as we see More Than Amazing make that move for P4 on Jason. Jason tries to fight back but just can't do anything. And Rob2K now in the back of Denzamo. Also an alternate strategy is Rob2K. He's on the super softs versus the soft tyres. Boniface went with the softs as well. Riding on board with the Dutchman as he tries to get into P2. David Ben still charging his way through. Making the most of his super softs. Hoink now right up behind Ghost Hunter. He's actually chasing Washi a little bit here. He's going to try and nip one down the inside, but Ghost Hunter keeps the apex closed. So I think we're going to go to this little battle between Rob2K and Denzamo, which is really heating up. He'll have DRS down this next section of track. No chance for him there. We're approaching the halfway mark in this race. And it's getting a little bit hot under the collar. So I believe Hoink has just made the move. He's making the move on Ghost Hunter by going around the outside of Young Cow. And has made that work. McQuiz is closing up behind as well. There is the Estonian pushing very, very hard. So Rob2K right on the back of Denzamo now. We have a yellow flag in Sector 3. We had a momentary yellow flag, I should say. Rob2K now starting to challenge. Oh my goodness me! Almost disaster. Denzamo heart and mouth stuff there, and Rob2K will nip down the inside into turn 1. Denzamo could not fight, and Rob2K is now into P2. Danny UK pulling out on the track there and almost ending in tears. McQuiz makes his way past Ghost Hunter into P9. He goes. So now McQuiz trying to hold Ghost Hunter behind him now. He needs to hold him behind him because just up the road actually is Washi. Washi isn't that far ahead when you look at the grand scheme of things. He should be able to actually see him up the road. He's just a little bit going through the right-hander now. Hoink is a little bit just a little bit up the road from him. As David Ben lapping one of the Williams cars. Jason with a 3-second time penalty. None of the top guys, apart from David Ben, have picked up a 3-second time penalty. So Denzamo not able to keep up with Rob2K. Of course, Rob 2K on the Super Softs versus the Softs, so the Super Softs will be a lot quicker. They're the softest compound available. More than amazing, also just lurking in the background there. We also have this little battle, I believe, with Limaro. Limaro just made a pit stop recently. Jason on the mediums, interestingly. Limaro trying to nip one down the inside versus Jason. There's a bit of contact. DRS wide open for Limaro in the Sauber. I don't think he's actually going to be able to do anything there. So let's have a look at what's going on through the field. Everybody's just kind of in their own no man's land. Nobody's any close to each other. And we're at the halfway mark in this race. So on board with your championship leader. With a 17-point gap over his rival McQuiz. And looking to try and take the title today. But right now, I don't think he's doing enough. We still have a long way to go in this race. But right now, if it was to finish like this, the championship would not be over. The gap will go up to 21 points, which would make it very likely that he would take it in Abu Dhabi. But by the way, it is getting a little bit cloudy here in Brazil. I just noticed it's starting to cloud over a little bit. And of course, Brazil is known for its monsoons. So that could maybe change up the race if it were to start raining. But nobody really closing in on each other. Ghost Hunter finally makes his pit stop. He started on... Oh, he's got a puncture actually on the right. So he's pushed those tyres way too far. He's got 19 laps on the mediums. He's got a puncture on the right front. So that is his tyres fully used. And he's going to nip on the soft tyres and go to the end, I would assume. So a lot of these guys would have another stop, I reckon. A lot of the top guys will be nipping on super softs at the end. Limaro is the closest battle on track that we have. He's on the super softs versus Jason on the mediums, but just isn't able to find a way past. Jason got a little bit of a slide on there. The next car ahead of these guys is actually McQuiz, who's losing a bit of time to Hoink, but I think he's just trying to run his lines now and save the tyres as best he can. And David Ben also closing in on More Than Amazing. So David Ben would be on the softs at the end. Well, he's going to have to make another stop because you need to run two compounds. He'll go to the softs at the end. He'll be on the slower tyre. But varying strategies, of course, and it's always good to see. So, riding on board with Limaro. He's had a good set of points scores the last few rounds, chasing after the American in the Red Bull, Jason. Let's see if he can do anything. Ghost Hunter gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Everybody just running their lines right now. With Lamar just trying to find a way past. Jason goes a bit deep into that corner there. So now he's going to have a good run up the hill with DRS down towards turn 1. So riding on board with the Sauber. Let's see if he can get past. DRS opens on the Sauber. Can Jason do anything about this? He's not even going to fight it. And Lamar will nip down the inside and take away P9 from Jason. And that, I'm afraid, is the closest battle we have on track at the moment. There is McQuiz in P8. Just running his lines, and his tyres are looking very beat up right now. He had to make an early pit stop and a wing change. And he's just starting to lose time now. Everyone's tyres starting to get a little bit beat up. David Ben doing a good job there. He's chasing after More Than Amazing in P4, and he's been really chipping away at that gap for the past couple of laps. He's now only 2 seconds behind. We just saw a swap between Noodle and Ghost Hunter, who's actually off the track. A long way off track, actually. It was an interesting line he took there. Jason trying to stick with Lamaro. He's actually got a 3-second time penalty now. And that's an interesting one from Stewart. A corner cutting and gaining a place off the corner cutting. So, that is honestly a new one. I've never seen that one before. So sticking with David Ben, who's starting to close in on More Than Amazing. He's now 1.8 behind. There is the Sauber, just a little bit up ahead. In P4, running really well up in P4. I'd have to imagine that a pit stop is near for the Welshman. We'll have a look at those tyres. You can see the blisters. But he's still looking to have a lot of pace. And now within 1.2, so he's absolutely flying, is David Ben on the alternate strategy. Rob 2K also on the same strategy as him. So maybe in the cooler conditions, because the track has cooled, maybe the super softs are just starting to last a bit longer. And guys are just eking more life out of them. We have 13 laps to go in this race. I believe actually Dyson is looking to make a move on G Whites down here as well. A little battle for P15. He's running around on the super softs. G White's on the soft tyres. As he just locks up a little bit there. Loses the back end, but he should be able to get back at him in the next few laps. Let's keep an eye on the battle for P4. David Ben will now be seeing the Sauber ahead of him. I think it was him running a little bit wide, actually, out of that corner. He's not quite within the DRS range just yet. DRS range, of course, is 1 second. Under 1 second. And I think we're now almost within that pit stop window for these guys on the super softs. We'll just be trying to bring them as long as possible. McQuiz is in, and you can see the wear on the softs. Wow. He's going to be banging on a set of super softs. Is he going to be able to bring those 12 laps? That's the big question. That's a long way to bring the super softs, and we saw guys only able to bring them about 8 laps. So I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. But he probably just couldn't hold out any long. Oh dear, the rain is coming down in Brazil. So could that have been an absolute, just a stroke of rotten luck for McQuiz? Because the rain has just started to fall. And I thought it looked cloudy, and it certainly does now, because it is raining in Brazil with about 11 laps to go. So now these guys will certainly be trying to bring these tires a bit further, but Denzamo can't bring the softs any further. So he's coming in for a set of super softs, I would imagine. It's actually for another set of soft tires. He started on the super softs. So another set of soft tires. So, thinking about it actually, Zach making a good point. Depends on how quick it gets wet. If it takes a long time for the track to get wet, this will really work out for this man. Because he's got the fresh tyres, and he'll be able to work his way up through the field. So that might have been a great call from him. And that's Limaro spinning in turn 1. And loses that place. Denzamo also made the jump onto the soft tyres. So now the rain coming down. Boniface comes in for his stop. Oh, he's messed it up entirely. 5-second stop go for James Boniface for speeding in the pit lane. Now that's going to put an absolute damper on his Grand Prix win hopes. He'll have that added on to his race time as well. So he needs to really put in a huge effort now. David Ben also comes in for his stop. He's going to go on to the Inters. Now that's a very audacious call from the Welshman. How is that going to work out? It is nowhere near intermediate conditions yet. We have not seen that DRS disable sign come up yet. Spray starting to form a little bit, but it's definitely not wet enough. That is a very interesting call from the Ferrari team. And I'm not sure if that's going to be correct, but we'll see in due course. McQuiz makes his way past Jason. He's flying on those super softs. But that's a massive gamble for David Ben to put on the intermediates. And also now Hoink right up behind Washi all of a sudden. So Washi, how are his tyres looking? His tyres aren't looking too bad. Hoink's, however, are looking really, really worn. Of course, he runs a pad, so the tyre wear will be a lot less for Washi than it will be for Hoink. But he's really on the limit for with that tyre wear. So, getting a little bit interesting. But you can see already how quickly McQuiz is getting away. He's actually past David Ben now and just flying away. I don't know if this has been the right call for David Ben. He's dropping away like a fly. Jason right up behind him now. It is raining quite heavy in Sector 1, but it's nowhere near wet enough for those intermediates. So you will see DRS for Jason, and he's going to slipstream by and take P8 away from the Welshman. I think David Ben just went in a little bit too early, and that has cost him. James Boniface makes the move for P2 in this race. And more than amazing, he's still in a podium position. And by the way, Rob 2K is leading this race. So McQuiz now in P7. And it's still very much dry tyre conditions. So this could really work out for him. So we have actually about 8 laps to run. More than amazing's tyres are just shot to pieces. You can see the wear on them. So it's getting very, very interesting right now. And it is nowhere near over here in Brazil. Rob 2K comes in for his pit stop. Boniface stays out and takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. More than amazing, takes his stop. And Washi will... is he going to do? He's going to stay out. Championship leader stays out. And will take P2 in this race. And if it were to stay like this, Well, he's actually coming in P3 as Rob 2K is going to get out in front of him. But if it were to stay like this, I believe that he would win the championship. Because McQuiz is in that exact point. But it's actually not going to happen now because McQuiz into P6 as Hoink makes a pit stop. Now what has More Than Amazing gone on to? He's gone on to Super Softs. And Rob, what has he chosen? He's chosen the Softs. So these guys are not going for intermediates. More Than Amazing comes out well in front of McQuiz. But he's now right up behind Denzamo. Jason swaps with his teammate, who's actually gone for the inters. And is struggling around. No grip on those. Look at the understeer. And More Than Amazing has gone for the super softs and may have gone for the right choice. Because this rain isn't coming down hard enough. And by the time it gets wet, oh, More Than Amazing! Is he going to spin it? No! He holds on to it. So how are Awashi's tyres doing? So his tyres look relatively good. So maybe he'll try and bring them to the end. Because he would still come out in front. I think he'd just about come out in front of McQuiz if he made a pit stop. But if this rain holds off, then More Than Amazing is in the best position on those super softs. Washi has come in for his stop. So, championship leader in. Where is this going to bring him out? If this rain holds off, what is he going to choose? He's going for the intermediates, it looks like. Your championship leader is taking the gamble and going to the intermediate tyres. He believes it's wet enough. But is that the right call? Washi's on his way out. McQuiz will be right behind him. So McQuiz is going to be right up behind Washi. And if this rain holds off, this will be massive. So it does look like it is getting very wet. But let's ride on board with Washi. He's good in these conditions. He has chosen to go for the intermediate tyres. And has taken that gamble. McQuiz not able right now to make up any ground on him. And will we see that DRS disabled sign pop up anytime soon? We will find out. But right, David Ben's still struggling around. More Than Amazing has come back in. So they all start to believe that it's intermediate conditions. McQuiz is just not on the pace. I think Washi has made a genius call to go to the intermediate tyres when everybody thought it was still dry. So Washi back in the fight. McQuiz now in P5. So he's still holding on to that small hope, but there's the DRS disabled sign, and Washi has pulled off a masterclass and gone to the intermediates when he needed to. He made it at the perfect time. And now, who else is on the intermediates? Hoink is on the intermediates, David Ben on the intermediates, but now these guys will start to struggle around. As James Boniface comes in, he'll have 5 seconds to stop in the pit box. He's got a 5-second stop go. So, what's going to happen here? He's going to have to wait. Yeah, there's a 5-second stop. Rob2K comes in. Denzamo, is he going to come in? No, he's not. Is this the end of McQuiz's championship hopes? As Denzamo comes around the first corner, Boniface, I think, is going to come out just behind Denzamo, but he's still in the race lead. Denzamo is being very brave in staying ahead, and McQuiz is in. McQuiz is in for the intermediates. Where is this going to bring him out? We'll find out, but we have 3 laps to go in Brazil. For the 3rd race in a row, it is raining. And Denzamo, I'm not sure why, but he's decided to stay out on the soft tyres. But that may well be a pretty poor call, because now James Boniface is right up behind them. McQuiz comes out in P7. So now here we go. James Boniface is about to take the lead here in Brazil, and I think Denzamo was just trying to go to the end on this tyre. Here comes James Boniface. They go 3 wide as Dyson just gets himself out of the way, and James Boniface makes contact with Denzamo, who's holding on like a champion. And James Boniface finds the grip and gets past into the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix with 2 laps to go. Now let's see. Zek is asking if that rain is stopping. I don't think so. It's actually getting worse. But right now, the championship is still on. I repeat, still on. McQuiz, if he finished 8th, that will be it. But he's in P7. And that's Rob2K getting past. No, because Denzamo holds on. Rob2K needs to slip one up the inside here. And I think that should be it. Yes, it is. All said and done. But could Washi still take P3? This could have been a masterclass call from Denzamo. Could this be to help his teammate? If Washi gets into 3rd position, that's him as the champion. And it looks like he might. We have 2 laps to go in Brazil, and a potential champion could be about to be crowned. More than amazing worked out earlier that if Washi wins, Washi will win the championship if he is 3rd, and McQuiz is 7th or lower. And could this be the move for the championship? He goes through, and if he finishes like this, Washi will be champion. Now Washi, all he needs to do is get to the end. He needs a gap of more than 25 points going into the final round. The gap is 17. Washi's in P3. McQuiz is in P7. I believe this would do it. James Boniface is on his way to take victory here in Brazil. And I do believe that Washi, at the end of this lap, is going to be crowned the AOR F8 World Champion. More than amazing. Gets his way past Denzamo. But this is the man of the moment that we could be about to be crowning World Champion. Unless McQuiz can pull something out of the bag in the last lap, but I don't think it's going to be possible. He's only got about a couple of sectors to go, but James Boniface still holding on for the race win, even with the stop-go. And Boniface is coming through and is about to take victory here in Brazil. And comes across the line. James Boniface wins the Brazilian Grand Prix for another victory. Rob 2K comes across the line. But Washi is gonna be crowned the AOR F8 PS4 champion of 2017-2018. It's all over. It is all over. Washi wins the championship and is now a world champion. What a day for Toro Rosso. They are constructors champions, and now Washi is the drivers champion. As I believe McQuiz is gonna come across the line to finish in P7. But what a fight it was all season for him. But he's going to come across the line and finish in P7. But it's all over. Washi is the world champion of 2017-18. He is the season 4 champion. What a race. What a day for the man. So we didn't think it was going to be that. But he came through in the end. Washi is the world champion. What a year it's been for him. His first pole position. His first fastest lap. His first win. His first Constructors' Championship. And now his first ever driver's title. All in the one season. And he's done it. Washi is your world champion. Commiserations to this man. He was unstoppable in the middle of the season. But it came to be that the 2 rounds he missed may have been the ones he needed. Boniface takes victory. Rob 2K with a fantastic second position. His first podium this season. Great job to him. Washi gets a podium. And more than amazing. We'll round the final corner to take P4. But that is it. The Season 14 AOR F8 champion is Washi. And he's done it at last. And we're now going to have the podium celebrations, with Boniface standing on top once again for the 3rd time this season. And Rob 2K is alongside him. And the world champion, Washi, is also there. And the champagne gets sprayed for the 19th time this season. We've got one more race after this. But Washi is your world champion. That is it for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next time in Abu Dhabi. Bye bye.